I wrestled professionally for 18 years.
And when did you give up wrestling?
Completely about 8 months ago. It's funny how we act sometimes. When I came to know the Lord as my Savior and started cleaning up my life, I tried to part-time wrestle for a couple of years. Like, Lord, now that I'm clean and sober, let me wrestle for a couple of years and recoup some of my losses. But I kept hearing that still voice inside of me saying, Jake, I don't want you to do that anymore. And so finally I had to become obedient, and since I have, it just seems like He's blessed us so much. And not so much financially as just let me know that He's happy with what we're doing, and assuring me that we can be comfortable in where we're at.
Jake, was there a certain turning point in your life where you found Jesus? Was it a gradual thing, or did it come on one day?
Well, it was gradual because it took 37 years for me to get the message, I guess. It's different for everybody. For me, I was so determined that I was going to do it my way, and unfortunately, for those that don't know it, you may survive for a while, but you're not doing it your way. It's going to come a point in your life to where you realize that the money and the toys and the sex and rock and roll, if you will, the drugs, the alcohol will not make you feel good anymore. And that's basically what happened to me. I reached the end of the rope where I couldn't stand myself because of the way I treated my family. I couldn't stand myself for what I'd done to myself and what I'd done when I was out there using and drinking. I couldn't stand what I just, my whole life was it was all for me. I didn't take care of the things that I should have taken care of. And I just got to the point where I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted to die. I tried to commit suicide a few times. Didn't work. I couldn't even do that right. But it finally came to a point where when I was at my lowest, I was trying to calm my wife into getting back into the house because she'd kicked me out. And I told her that I wanted to take her to church just to try to get back in the house. And boy, did I get a shock. And did I get a blessing. It was really great. That's when I came to know the Lord. And since then, there's been an amazing, amazing transformation.
Jake, since you gave up wrestling, now how are you spending your days? I know that you've got as
I just sit at home and play dominoes. That's all I do now.
I know you've got as hectic of a schedule as you ever did as a wrestler.
Absolutely. It's funny. My wife always wanted me to quit wrestling so I could get off the road. And as of right now, in the last 6 weeks, I think we've put on 9,000 miles. And we've been from Atlanta to Denver to Phoenix to L.A. to Wyoming, Indiana, and now Illinois, and or Illinois, whichever way you prefer. Just having a little fun. Take it easy. God's got a sense of humor too. He doesn't mind jokes. We just, I say we because my whole family goes with me. It's a family thing. We're going to as many places as the Lord leads us. We speak to kids, we speak to adults, we speak to the elderly, we speak in prisons, we speak at camps, anywhere they want to listen. In some places they don't. It doesn't bother me to confront the devil anymore. And I feel like it's an honor for me to be doing God's work. From where I was at to where I'm at now. That's why I'm so on fire for it. And I offend a lot of people because I tell people what I think, and I think the world is full of comfortable Christians, and I'm fed up with comfortable Christians. They're the reasons we don't have the Bible in school with prayer. I can't understand that. I look at that and I think, wait a minute now, you can't take a Bible in school and you can't pray in school, but you do need to walk through a metal detector. What do they think that Bible's going to do? Blow up? Get ink on them? What? I can't figure that out. And I think it's time that all of us take a look at ourselves and say, where are we headed and why? And the answer is pretty simple. Just go look in the mirror and see what you've done for the Lord lately, and see where your morals are, see what you've done for your children. You know, we bring kids into the world now, and it's like, well, if things aren't working, we'll just give them up, you know, or we'll abort them, you know. That ain't cool. And I'll tell you, real quick.
As we were getting ready to film today, a bunch of kids came in. You got to meet with them.
Chance meetings, I love those.
As you-
Those aren't chance meetings.
As you meet with young people and old people across the country, what's the real message that you want to put into their brain?
If you heard my whole testimony, some people get caught up when I'm talking about the wrestling career or what happened to me as a child, because there was a lot of dirt and garbage that I had to fight my way through. I didn't have to fight my way through it. I could have turned to God then, but I didn't know. No one ever introduced me to that. And my message to them, that some of them get caught up in the drug and alcohol scene that I did, you know. And it's not so much a drug message, even though it comes across like that sometimes. The main message for me, the thrust of the whole thing is what an amazing and loving God we have. That he doesn't care where you're at, where you've been, what you've done. All he wants you to do is accept his son as your personal Savior. And once you do that, that's when the good things start to happen. Yeah, I mean, I went through a deliverance from alcohol, drugs, sex, just about anything that you can think of. Because see, my whole life was a situation of doing something to make me feel good for the moment. And whether it was being with women or the alcohol, the drugs, the gambling, the fast cars, the airplanes, flying here, go to Hawaii for 2 weeks, spend $10,000, don't worry about it, make some more money next week, push a little harder. You see, I was caught up in all that because I didn't know how to feel good about myself. And that's what I want them to understand is that we have a God out there that can take you from that hell that you're living in and make you start feeling good about yourself. He can get rid of those painful memories. He can get rid of that anger, the hate, the loneliness, the despair. You know, I wake up in the morning now, man, I'm just happy to be alive, brother, and I look out here and it's raining right now, and I want to go out and play in the rain, you know? Just to go out and have some fun, man, real fun, not anything that's going to cost you $5,000 or cost you weeks of headaches, or waking up with a hangover. I'm talking about just good, clean fun and praising the Lord and doing his work.